Alright, thanks to a friend, Robert. I'll leave his email in the description if you want to contact him. But I finally got the wiring harness from him for this heated and cooled seats. And he's got this all labeled out on what connector and what pin I have to add it to. Pin 29, 23, 28, 22, it's like 18. There's all the terminals. So this one here will be for the passenger seat. And it's got it nicely wrapped. I will add some Tesa tape along it so it looks factory at least on it. And like I said, it just runs to over here. This is going to be the driver's side. I love how he got them all labeled for what connectors and what pin I need to add it to. It's pin 26, 27. All these are male terminals. And he added the main power wire, which I already have, but I will disconnect mine and use his. Therefore, it's the right gauge on it. So, like the power wire here, connector C3053, that'd go to the seat. Okay, let me bring this one over here. On my car, it all depends on what your car is. It might be a different connector. Mine is pre-wired underneath the dash for it, so I can just run from the seat to underneath the dash connector on it. But I believe Robert and another person ran it directly from the battery to the seat. I guess because they are not pre-wired for it, but mine was. So there's that connector there, connector 215, which is underneath the dash. Pin 21 that would plug into. So he's got, like I said, he's got the numbers on it. So driver's seat, pin 20. There's this connector here. That one's a little mangled up, but I'll figure out. Pin 22. So it's a pretty straightforward thing what you do. You look on whatever connector you need. So 3053 is going to be the driver's seat. So pin 29. And you just kind of follow like how he's got it labeled. So this whole side is going to be for the driver's seat. So pretty much you just look at the driver's seat connector that plugs into the actual seat. Not the one that's in the seat, but the body of the car. And you, on mine, I believe I'll have to pop out all those little plastic tabs. So what I'm doing here, I got my seat taken out on it. I'll have to pop these little tabs outwards, pull it out. All four of these tabs, pull it out, and there is usually a zip tie. I've already cut mine so I can get to it, but on the back of it, it'll be labeled 1 through 35 or whatever, how many terminal banks there are. Alright, so I popped the cover off. Basically on his, you'll just follow whatever pin it shows, you'd plug it into that pin. As you can see in the holes, they're covered up, so you will need to go on this side here. I'll pull this plastic white piece out, and I'll take like a little small screwdriver or something to pop these little covers out so I can put the terminals in them. So basically, if he's got pin 20, you'd find pin 20, which would be, let's see, it's 13, would be like this middle one here. You'd pop that little plastic cover out and put pin 20 in there, and you just follow like what he had me labeled onto it and do it that way. The way I'm going to have this running, I'll add that to there, run along through here. I'll pull this carpet back out here and just kind of run it along the factory way. I'll run it this way. I'll try to find an opening here enough to get through on the driver's side, which I'll have to find a way to do it without disturbing any of the other wirings. I got like a little metal coat hanger. So this little metal coat hanger, I'll get into the right shape. I will tape it onto one of the ends, but you got to be careful too when you do this not to damage the actual terminals. So I'll have to tape it on there and pull through gently on it without damaging or getting any of these caught. So I probably will zip tie these all together so they stay in one place and try to pull it through to the driver's side or vice versa. Alright, so I got the little rod going through on there. I don't know if that's the best spot just yet. I'm going to tie the wires through there and just gently pull it through. Alright, so I finally was able to get pulled through. I'm going to redo that, pull that through there. Just kind of route it like factory on here. Like I said, you'll just have to take your time, be careful not to damage these terminals. So basically now you can see that I'm pulling it through. I'll have this hiding underneath the carpet away from all the mounting points so it does not get pinched or shorted out on it. But as it is raining, I'm going to have to postpone this, unfortunately. Probably run this behind there, so I'll have to do some readjustment on it, but as long as it's pulled through, that's all that all that matters. Alright, it ain't perfect yet. It's gonna be, I'm gonna have it Tessa taped factory way and just route it factory on it. I don't have everything just right yet on it, but all I gotta do now is pop these little plastic covers out and go ahead and just start adding these terminals into place. Alright, so now I got that white cover piece off. Now I just need to go inside to the correct terminals and just pop those little plastic, not those tangs there, but on the back end of it. I don't know how well you'll be able to pick up, but that little gray circle piece in the middles, I need to pop those pieces out so I can add the terminals into it. So what I found is easy is take this gray connector, I just shove a little flat blade screwdriver underneath there. You got one on the other side, turn it over. I just wedge my screwdriver under there and pull it out. Then you got all these little long tabs here. I just kind of push on them and they'll just pop out one by one. See how this one here is coming off? Just pop them out of place and they are opened for you. Alright, after a couple minutes, I just ended up just taking them all out. And I just gotta be careful not to put it in the wrong pin. I gotta just double check, make sure I'm putting it in the right pin. If not, you'll have to pull out one of those little, if the camera will focus, you'll have to pull out one of those little tabs to release it and pull out the wiring of it. Okay, so here's how it's going so far. I'm just taking my time reading the numbers off, looking on here and counting. I'll always double check, like if it says pin 22, I'll count from one end of it. So you'll see how well the camera will pick up. Probably not too well, apparently. But anyways, as you're looking on yours, you'll see that it's labeled. So like this one here is 14, so I'll count. So if it's like 18, if I need to put in pin 18, I'll count 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that'd be like that next block there. And I'll just double check myself, make sure. I'll look at the number over here on this other end, which apparently it ain't gonna pick up. Okay, so you see 21 over here. So 21, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So I missed a count on it. So 14, 15, 16 is this black one here, 17, 18, 19, 20, then you got pin 21 right here. So I'll just keep double checking myself on it. It's like pin 22. I'll look over here, you see pin 22 over there. So I'll just follow, pretty much just follow what it shows on there and just double check yourself before you put it in there. And when you put it in there, you want to hear a click sound on it, so you might have to push it in a little bit and just kind of match the shape of it. So you see there's a little divot on the bottom end of it. So if you're looking on one of these connectors here, let's see which one will have it. Let's see. So like this connector here, it's got a little divot on the bottom of it. So it's pretty much just kind of matching the shape of it. Alright, the long journey is finally ended. I finally got them all into place. I will double check it, make sure they're all in the correct slot, make sure I match up the numbers that's on here. So like 21, 19, 18. So I'll have to look at that one again, make sure, but I'll need to double check myself before I go any further. Now, I don't have everything all perfect yet. This is just for right now, but I will add Tesa tape, get this all neatly done enough where I can plug it in. Basically make it look like it's factory on it. So now I got this side done. I verified all my connectors and the correct terminals and pins. So now I just gotta move over to the driver's side and have fun with that one. Alright, now I am on the driver's side, so you gotta do the same thing for the driver's side. Add all these terminals into it. So I got my power wire over here, so one end's gonna run underneath here. So got your brake pedal, you got your little footrest right up there. This black connector, that's where my power wire is. Now I've heard some people say theirs is not pre-wired for it on the other end of it, not this end, but the top end of it. But mine was, so that's where I added my power wire to it. Now, like I said earlier, two friends of mine had it run from the battery and run it through the firewall, and just add straight from the battery to the driver's side on it. Alright, so I got finished with this side here. I'm not going to put this on just yet. This is the power wire. I already got a power wire right now, but I just want to test this out, make sure that I can get the passenger seat going. If it does work, all fine and dandy, no problems, then I'll go ahead and remove my power wire and use his power wire since it is the right gauge. Alright, so I got the cool seats for the passenger going. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it works. So I got the heated seats going right now. I will see if that warms up any at all or not. Alright, so everything seems to work. The seat got nice and toasty on it, so that pretty much sums it up. I'll go ahead and add my power wire onto it and I'll be all finished up. So hopefully this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.